Mike, I can't speculate on that. That's, the 32 owners, I think their major focus here is on winning, and whatever it takes to win, and they think reflects well on their team, that's what they're going to do. And so I think from their standpoint, they want to win. And they're putting teams together and trying to find the players and coaches and everyone else that can help create that kind of chemistry that's going to lead to a winning team.
And then one final thing, we know you have to run, and I know we'll see you at the draft.
Yeah. It wasn't no need to play the rest of that. He just basically said, he's president, he can say whatever he wants to about my players.
No, he didn't answer the question at all. Like, hey, Roger, what do you think about the president talking?
Why not answering the question?
Yellow,
that's basically what you said.
Purple. That's what I think about it. But I did hear him say, teams want to win, and that's pretty much...
That's part of the reason.
Teams want to win.
That's the majority of it.
And that's pretty much the reason why.
But as I mentioned before, once we broke down those teams, and this is another thing I've been told that Colin Kaepernick he's asking for starter money. Those days are over.
Bro, please. Yeah,
After last season and the season before, you're not getting starting money. And you're bringing this circus. I know it's not, I know it's positive on his end. But it's still a media circus nevertheless.
The word distraction is an excuse. They use it as an excuse because at the end of the day, they don't care. Like you said, what you got going on? As long as you're doing it on the field, that's all they care about. And they use it as an excuse to justify cutting someone or not signing someone or whatever the case may be there.
Now, I want to play this soundbite from another one from Shannon Sharpe, in which I'm going to have you get into this baseball player in a second. This is why people are thinking it's blackball, because it's more than his play of why he's not getting signed. Because you have a lot of garbage quarterbacks. Butt Fumble got signed. Sanchez got signed by the Bears. Mike Glennon haven't started in years. He received a big starting contract. You got the Saints looking at Johnny Manziel. Manziel is a freaking train wreck. Now, if you look at off-the-field distractions, Manziel clearly has way more distractions than Colin Kaepernick, but yet he's getting another opportunity. And this is what Shannon Sharpe had to say. And I know there's so many sound bites, but this is some good stuff, and I agree with Shannon Sharpe again. Can I say that?
I don't know. Twice in one day.
Yes.
It's pushing it, bro.
Johnny Manziel, his baggage is drugs and alcohol. He abused. Now, he played that down, got treatment, and the charges were dropped. But we know what happened between he and his girlfriend. He had 2 bags. So they said, well, why would you want that kind of baggage with Colin Kaepernick for a backup quarterback? Skip, is Johnny Manziel going to New Orleans to compete with Drew Brees for the starting job?
No.
So in other words, he's bringing that baggage as a backup. People said, well, Colin Kaepernick tore the locker room apart. His teammates voted him best teammate. Johnny Manziel was the last in the building, first to leave the building. It was reported, Mike Silver, I know Mike very well, that Johnny Manziel showed up to work one day drunk. After he got to work, they put him in concussion protocol to protect him.
They did.
So all of that. So now they said, well, Colin Kaepernick can't play anymore. So Johnny Manziel can. Even though, I said, well, Colin Kaepernick had 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. But they were terrible. I said, but he went to a Super Bowl. Look at all the Pro Bowl players he had around him. So if he plays good, he's on a terrible team. He plays good and they go to the Super Bowl is because of all the auxiliary parts around him. You see what they did there, Skip? So let me ask you this. If Colin Kaepernick isn't good anymore, when has Johnny Manziel ever been good? There's another guy that got signed, Mark Sanchez. Now, Mark Sanchez got released by the Broncos because he couldn't beat out Trevor Siemian, and they had drafted Paxton Lynch. So they released him. The Cowboys signed him. He's now in Chicago. Now, this is what's baffling to me. The defending Super Bowl champs last year wanted to trade for Colin Kaepernick. He didn't want to restructure his contract take less money, and be a free agent at the end of the year. So the reigning, defending champs thought he was good enough, they wanted to trade for him. In just a year's time, he's not good enough to play for anybody in the National Football League. Skip, I'm not even advocating that Colin Kaepernick get picked up by any other team. If you're not hiring, tell me you're not hiring. But don't be hiring and you're just not hiring me. Because then that's where I have the problem.
Shannon Sharp bringing it.
Point guard, right?
Shannon.
First of all, who said Johnny Manziel had a job? He doesn't.
Not yet.
Exactly.
But I guess the point he's trying to make is,
yeah, I can't explain that Mark Sanchez thing. Like, I don't know why he continues to get
quarterbacks are getting signed that's underneath Colin Kaepernick's talent
yeah.
level. But it's not just in the NFL, Josh, because you got a story about this baseball player who's probably, I'm going to go out on a limb and say he has a worse background than
It's kind of proves my point about
Tell the people about it.
About just talent in general. This guy named Matt Bush, 2004 number 1 overall pick by the San Diego Padres. Fresh out of high school kid. He ran into some trouble, ran into some baggage. 2 weeks after him getting drafted, got arrested. Just some charges at a bar. Got into a little fight or whatever. And then throughout his career, he just always had problems. And then in 2012, he ran over a man and kept driving.
What?
Yeah, ran over a man on a motorcycle and just kept going. And of course, he went to jail, went to prison, did a couple years in prison. I'm not sure how many years. Let's see, went to jail, had been incarcerated since 2012. He eventually got out. He started working at a Golden Corral somewhere. Yeah, I'm dead serious. I saw this on Real Sports with Brian Gumbel. He started working at a Golden Corral when he got out. He's a convicted felon. But like a guy that rebuilds people. I'm not sure what they called him or whatever. He was with the Texas Rangers. He helped out Josh Hamilton. If you're familiar with Josh Hamilton, he was a baseball player.
Yeah.
Drugs, alcohol, stuff like that.
Texas Rangers.
Yeah, they rebuilt him up and they made him a superstar again. He ran into Matt Bush here. He asked him to throw a baseball out back in Golden Corral. He was like, "You look pretty good. I'm gonna come back with one of those radar guns." Came back with the radar gun. You know, they kind of measured out in the mound. Man threw 94 miles an hour still. After spending all that time in jail. Texas Rangers signed him. He's going to be starting here shortly next year for the Texas Rangers. He almost killed a man, but he can still throw 94 miles an hour, and he gets signed.
All about talent.
It's all about talent. And again, if this was 2012, Cap, I love what you're doing, Cap. You took a stand for people. Again, I'm not sure how sincere it was at first. Going now, I do think you're sincere, about it. I believe, I guess. But like I do agree with Shannon Sharp. Like you said, when you take a stand, you got to lose stuff. And all these GMs, they're full of it, talking about they hate them and they don't want nothing to do with them because again, that was 2000 Kaepernick. You wouldn't say none of that. You would sign him to save your job, and you know it. So that's my thing. And like you said, with Manziel and Mark Sanchez and the McCown boys, I don't know how they're getting opportunities because, we know how they're getting the opportunities because they're a different color than Colin Kaepernick. But if he could play, at the end of the day, I think he would be on the team right now. But he's got the cards kind of stacked against him.
Stacked up.
Yeah.
I mean,
come on.
It's a lot of stuff in factor, man. A lot of stuff plays a role in this situation. Tebow, I honestly believe, as bad as Tim Tebow was, I think I like this song. I think I do.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Just shot somebody, just like my man right here. Just like my man who played for the Padres.
Yeah.
I honestly believe if Tim Tebow wanted to play football today,
yeah,
if he was working with a Trent Dilfer.
He did that already. Still
I
nobody-
guarantee somebody would have gave him an opportunity
They would have
before Colin Kaepernick.
They would probably he would probably have a little pro day at Florida. Or Ohio State, that's where Herman's at. You know, they're pretty cool. Have a little pro day.
I'm not saying this is a black and white
27
thing,
representatives,
but
you know, there.
you're
Well,
gonna have people,
Yeah,
and I mean, you have to look at it sometimes.
yeah.
If Colin Kaepernick, because he is a certain color tone, and we all know the history, you know, of African Americans playing second fiddle.
Yeah, yeah.
This is enough with the BS. We don't sugarcoat nothing. It's the truth.
Nah.
Is it his inability to throw the ball, or is it because you have a black male who stood up for something he believed,
It's a little bit of both.
and you have all these owners who is not in agreement with him? And just like the quotes say, they were punishing him, and not only were they punishing him, but they was using him to set an example to others. To others like who?
The middle.
All the NFL players?
No,
Because it can't be all
everybody's not-
because Mark Sanchez got signed.
Well, no. If Mark Sanchez did the same thing, he'd be out of the league too. I think it's for the NFL isn't about all Tom Brady's and you know Aaron Rodgers. There's people in the middle, and it's a warning to the people in the middle. You're not that good. You can be replaced.
Or is it a
Because-
power move? Like, we're the owners, you're the player, know your role. Don't overstep your boundaries,
And-
because if you do, this is an example.
It's not all
We
players.
won't sign you.
It's not all players though. It's because, like I said, if Aaron Rodgers took a knee during the national anthem, would nobody care? Or it wouldn't be a deal. Or if Green Bay had the audacity to release him, it would be 1,000 teams lining up to sign him. It's not to Aaron Rodgers. It's not to you, Tom Brady. It's to the majority of the NFL, which is made of middle tier, you know, players.
Now, did Cap do himself any justice by after he, you know, took the nail? Then, of course, he came out and said he was a Muslim.
Oh,
Then,
I didn't hear all that. No.
You know, when he was when he grew the fro and
Yeah,
said
yeah.
he was
I just made
practicing
people
Muslim
uncomfortable. Yeah,
beliefs, and of course, he was a supporter of Black Lives Matter.
he made people uncomfortable.
Is it like a litany of things that goes along with the kneeling? That's just
I just think he made
they
people.
just don't like Colin Kaepernick.
He made people uncomfortable, and he's not the top tier player that he used to be. And the owners and the GMs are like, how dare he? So we're going to send a message. So with our third string cornerback, he's not going to kneel. With our second string right linebacker, he's not going to kneel. With our kick return specialist, he's not going to kneel. It's not to those top tier players. You know, Tom Brady can do what he wants. Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryan, Cam Newton can do what he wants. But the warning and the power move was to the middle tier players. You can't do stuff like that.
What I wasn't able to research and what I'm curious about is the other athletes who kneeled with them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when their contracts are ending, if they're free agents or what, but I'm gonna do more research on them, and I'm gonna see if they got
I
signed.
say someone in Buffalo got released, and they were trying to say it was like I forgot his name.
Because, you know,
Yeah.
just to piggyback off that quote, if they're using Kaepernick as an example,
Mhm.
I want to see if they're also getting punished.
Probably, but no one cares about it.
And
No one,
where's the players' union?
They can't prove it. That's all they'll say. And you know, Roger Goodell, he'll be like, yellow. That's why they're doing it, because of purple. You
Now,
know?
obviously, Goodell doesn't give a crap, man.
Yeah,
But I
blue.
mean, you have Cap and Tebow. Both athletes, many believe, are out the league right now, even
Mm-hmm.
though it's still early on Cap because of their beliefs.
Yeah. It's
in
only
the-
been
in
20
their
days.
stance.
You know.
It's still early for Cap. But one
Mm-hmm.
in Tebow is continuing to get opportunity after opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the other in Kaepernick, who's pretty much stuck on his knees right now,
Yeah.
just to sum it up. That's pretty much all we got for today.
That's it.
I mean,
Yeah.
just to conclude it, you have so many angles where you can go with this. Some can say it's a race issue.